Hi everybody, welcome back to the workshop. I've had a few messages lately that about these Pfaff machines, asking about this hand wheel release mechanism for the bobbin winder. This one's fine, so what I'm going to try and show you best I can is how to reassemble it if you take it apart and it all pings apart. It's a little bit fiddly, but we'll try and do it and show you the best I can. But I do need two hands, so if you're going to have to see it, I've zoomed up as far as I can. So normally to service these, you take this screw out. It's sometimes quite tight, so I just stop the needle moving up and down, and then release that screw. It's quite tight. Make sure you're still seeing this. That's it. Okay, so we take this screw out. And take this off here. And underneath, let me just get the camera off the stand and show you what you've got. There we go. So you've got, let me get my pointer, so you've got a brown mechanism here, and just here there's a spring which moves it back and forwards. Let me show you that. Don't do it too much because it's going to fall out. So you push it down and that springs back. Sometimes that gets a bit gooey and you can't see what's happening, so you have to take it apart and oil it. So for reference, you can use this picture. Now what we normally do, we'll do it as, just try to do it one-handed. So we take this little clip out here, and then you can just pull this forward, this wheel. I'm going to put this back on the stand. So I've got two hands, can't do it one-handed. So hopefully this will help anyone who's taking it apart by mistake. Okay. It's very fiddly. So there's the brown piece there, and there's the spring. So the hard bit is getting this back in and getting the spring back. Right, while it's off, I'm going to put some oil on this shaft. Just to work some oil into it. Okay, you don't always have to take these apart to service them, but I always do. And if you line up, there's a slot in the actual shaft in here which this brown part goes into, so that should go right flat. I'm not making it very clear, it's just a really fiddly job, which is why people are asking me how it's done. Right, the way I do it is I pop this in and I'll try and take it out again. Sorry about this. I'll say it is a really fiddly job. I normally put the spring in. Let me just turn this round so it's at the top. Hopefully you're seeing this. So I put this little black spring in there's a groove at the top that it goes into. I really wish I could show you this better, but I can't. What I normally do is stand the machine up to let gravity hold the spring in. See if I can do that. And I'll bring the camera up. This is when I need a head camera. Let me get the spring in first and then I'll get the camera in position. Okay. Show it now. Right, okay, so what I've done, I've put the spring in this slot here. I've got it on its end because gravity's holding it for me. And what we need to do now is drop this in there. And then I've got to get that spring down. So I've got to collapse the spring. And how I do that is I get a long tool, can be anything, as long as it's nice and thin, and pull that down. So I get the tool into the spring and then pull the spring down, and then I need to get the spring low enough. I can't do this holding the hand, but I need to get the spring collapsed enough for this bit of plastic just to sit with the spring pushing it up, if that makes sense. So it is a bit fiddly. I can't do it holding the camera. I need two hands, so that's the sort of the explanation for it. Once I've got that in, I'll come back to you and show the rest of it. Okay, so it didn't take too long, but you need two hands. So you've got to collapse that spring, get it down, and pop the black plastic. I think it's black. I was going to say it's brown. I think it's black on this one. And get the plastic so it's nice and flat and moving. And then that can move up and down. The spring pushes it, so when you release it, and then this spring clip just goes back as it was, sits in there. Oh, that is the trouble with this. I need two hands, so that's the basics of it. I'll get it all into one piece and get back. Okay, so that's what it looks like now. I've got this clip here which engages with this here to click and fold in backwards, and then this little knob here goes into this groove and gets brought up and down to disengage it, and that's it. I mean, it's not the best of videos, but it's just really hard to do. So I hope it helps some people out if it all pings apart and gives them an idea of where everything goes. But just a quick video this week on this one, so I hope it helps you out. If it does, please subscribe, like. Any questions, give me a shout and I'll try and help.